Hi all, good evening. Welcome to another video, and today it's the 6th of July 2023, and I'm recording this video at almost 10 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia. And today was a really awesome day. I mean, I was fairly busy at my day job, but then as it ended, I took the time to take my mom out for a walk, and we went out and saw a few things that she wanted to see. So we've got a few sales happening here in the stores, and since we just had our end of financial year and we've started the new financial year here in Australia, we get a lot of these EOFS, like end of financial year sales happening around the country. And one of those sales is at a store called Meyer. It's like a big department store. Is that the right? I'm not sure what the right term for this is, but it's essentially a store where you can get everything except for groceries, and it's got like 5 levels. So you get men's clothing, shoes, and the same thing for women's clothing, shoes, and so on, and purses, and so on and so forth. So we've got each level dedicated to a different set of goods, a different set of stuff. And it's also got things like kitchenware and so on and so forth. So there was some good sales going on there, and then my mom wanted to say it, so I told her that let's just go out for a walk in the evening after my work finished. And so we had a nice little walk, and then we had some dinner outside, and then just came home. So my apartment is not very far from a big shopping mall, so it's about a 10-15 minute walk to that place. And once we're there, we explore that. So we just walk around, and there's like it's a big shopping mall, and there's heaps to see, and then we have dinner at the food court and all, and then just come home. So it was good. And a bit of context, my mom does not live with me, but she visits me every now and then, and she visits me most likely once a year, and then she stays for a month or two, and then so when she's here, I make sure mom and I take a walk every second evening, because while she's at my place, she doesn't have a whole lot to do. Her life, she's fairly relaxed, and it's good to get some activity. So we go out for a walk, and it's really nice. Right. So okay, in this video, I'll just talk a little bit about what I started talking about in my last video, and that is improving communication. So that was one of the things that I I'm focusing on this year, and it's how to be more effective at my communication at work in my day job. So I'm sure those who watch this video already know that for my day job, I work at a big bank here in Australia. And communication is a really important skill to have at my workplace. Just the nature of working at a bank is that it's preferred that your communication is a lot more crisp and on point, and that you don't beat around the bush, which is something that, as an engineer who's done computer science research, I used to do a lot of, and to a certain extent I still do that, and I'm trying to minimize that. I'm trying to project myself as a bit more serious than what I'm used to behaving myself in. So what this means is I'm one of those, my personality and the way I often communicate is I'm one of those class clowns, the jokers, and I've got this sense of humor, and it's mostly dark humor, slightly dark, slightly morbid, but I do that and often make these jokes, and it's my way of lightening the room, and it's my way of to break the ice and to actually start communicating with the people that I'm communicating. It's once you break the ice, you sort of level the playing field, and then you can talk to people in a lot more. You can talk to people and be a lot more at ease. And one of the reasons why I do that is to actually make sure that the person that I'm talking to is comfortable with me and does not hold back any information while they're conversing with me. In a way, what I'm trying to say is one way of doing one thought of that would be that people can kind of let their guard down per se, and then divulge more information than they normally would. But what I realized that given my role at a big bank and the seniority of my role, it is expected of me to project a certain amount of authority and confidence or leadership persona to speak of. And being my original self, I wasn't quite projecting that. And also that combined with the fact that oftentimes I would just beat around the bush. I would just go on to unnecessary details and talk about a lot of stuff that wasn't even required in the first place. Instead of giving a one-line reply and just stopping and stop talking, I'll just go on and ramble on. So as of this year, as I mentioned before, I'm hoping to improve my communication. This is one of my New Year's resolution, or one of my goals for this year, to actually be clear at communicating, be more effective at communicating, and be more concise and on point, and not joke and rabble. And when there's not much to say, just not say anything. So anyway, for the first year when I was at my day job, my communication wasn't that great, and I had a lot of negative feedback from my manager. And it was nothing that was meant to be personal, but obviously I took it personally and I chose to act upon it. I thought that I took a step back and thought about what he may have meant, and actually spent more time thinking about that and realized what he may have been talking about. And I didn't fully realize it until I noticed somebody in my team doing pretty much what I would be doing. So yes, I'm working with a really smart, really experienced, and a really intelligent person in my team. And now a lot of the times when this person tries to add into a meeting or a conversation, there is a point to everything that's being spoken. However, after the point is made, there is a lot of rambling that just goes on and on and on, and there is no clear indication, or there is no there's no clear indication or signs of it stopping until somebody rudely interrupts. And so this is seen as it's almost like this person cannot read the room. And when I noticed that, I realized exactly what my manager would have meant, because I was exactly like that. And I would just go on. I simply wouldn't read the room. I wouldn't pick up on visual cues. I wouldn't pick up on any sort of indications of that somebody wants me to stop talking, and so on and so forth. I just go on and on. So one of the things that I'm actively trying to do this year is to really avoid that. How successful I am at that, I'm actually not sure about that. It's a bit hit and miss. It's still a work in progress. Am I better than before? Yes, I have stopped rambling, and I had minimized my joking, but it's kind of, well, it is my personality, so it's kind of coming back now. I'm trying to control it, and I'm trying to suppress my urge to make a really like a podcast, a really silly joke, to loosen to lighten up the room, and to actually make it to make the atmosphere a lot more easier than it normally would be. I should minimize that, but I'm not sure how much can I control it. No matter how much I minimize it, I'm not sure how good I'd be at controlling, because for some of those things, that is who I am. Now, in terms of not adding too many details to when I'm being asked to answer something or to speak at a meeting, I can work on that. I can make it better. I had made it better for the first 3 to 4 months of this year, but now, given the number of conversations and meetings that I'm having per day, to be perfectly honest, in my day, it's all I'm doing. A lot of the days, it's just meetings. I have back-to-back meetings. I would have about 6 to 7 meetings a day, and with people at a number of different levels, from like the head of to like an engineer. So I'd have conversations with a range of people, and that too, it includes from all levels of seniority, and it also includes people that are both on the business side as well as the engineering side. So it just, there's a lot. It's exhausting, and I've never been this tired in my job. Seriously, mate. I've spent 12-hour, 14-hour days coding, and that's okay. But this, having back-to-back meetings and constantly thinking and constantly watching my behavior, constantly monitoring and keeping track of myself, this is challenging. And oftentimes I've realized that as of late, oftentimes I just, at the 6th meeting in the day, I'm just like, oh mate, I'm exhausted, and I cannot hold myself back and just make a really silly joke and sort of, project my image as a clown, per se. But anyway, it is still a work in progress, and it's something that I'm trying to improve, and it's something that I'm hoping to get better at as I go along. And I'll keep making more videos and try to observe how much can I stay on point, how on point can I stay in a conversation. So yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching, and thanks for watching another video. And this was my first video of the month of July, and I'm hoping that I can make more videos this month than I did last month. So until next time, thanks everyone, and live long and prosper.